How to update GIgabyte X58 BIOS in 64-bit Windows. I want to update my X58 GB motherboard, but there is no 64-bit BIOS update tool available. I'm getting this. What can I do?
If there is a floppy-based version of the BIOS update, use that. If you have to, you may need to buy a USB-based floppy drive or borrow a friend's. Other ideas include creating a BIOS Ultimate Boot CD for Windows, UBCD for Win, Windows PE-CD, and trying to install from that. Is there a specific reason you are updating the BIOS? When it comes to BIOS, I generally follow the thinking that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you need some new functionality of the new BIOS, that's one thing, but if you're upgrading just because there's an upgrade, at least with BIOS, I don't consider that wise. Reference links. Ultimate Boot CD for Windows requires XP or 2003, this URL. Windows Automated Installation Kit, Wake, Windows PE is a part of this, doesn't require XP or 2003 but can be comparatively difficult to create a CD, this URL. Edit, also remembered, there are boot CDS you can make, DOS boot CDS that can skip the floppy, I've only done it once and it worked okay. Check out www.bootdisk.com, but just remember, you need a DOS version of the BIOS updater for that to work. And just to clarify, 64-bit versions of Windows have zero support for 16-bit applications, so that 16-bit app will never run. If there's a 32-bit version, that might work, but apps that interact directly with hardware like that often need to be 64-bit on a 64-bit system. Although I suppose if a 16-bit BIOS update app works on a 32-bit system, then a 32-bit BIOS update app might just work fine on a 64-bit system.
Thanks, the suggestions found a better solution called QFlash, this URL. A feature of GIgabyte motherboards.
Have you tried it from Fritos? This URL.
GIgabyte has a tool called @BIOS which will check their main server for the most recent version of firmware for your motherboard, download, and flash the BIOS. Here is a link, this URL.
Flash